This is Let's Talk Teens, a parenting podcast sharing tips on raising amazing teenagers. We are both certified life coaches that have worked with teenagers as coaches, mentors, and teachers. We are sharing what we have found to work best when dealing with teens and tough issues. This is Let's Talk Teens with Abbi and Cheree, episode 43. Is your teen looking for a job? Let us help.
Oh, is this just a fun one or what? There's so much brain drama in looking for a job, even as adults.
Mm-hmm.
So helping our teens look for a job, it's like their brain drama and our brain drama combined. And sometimes that can be a little bit crazy. So I think we just have to realize like looking for a job is zero fun, no matter what age you're at. It's going to come with a lot of uncomfortable emotions. I think fear is so easily there, and that fear of rejection or you know, just putting ourselves out there. It's uncomfortable, right? And so I think when our teen is in that stage of like, oh, maybe they're looking for their first job, or maybe they're looking to change jobs, but it's still very new to them. I think as parents, one of our number one, like very beginning parts of this is recognizing and validating their emotions in it. Like, this is uncomfortable. Looking for a job isn't easy. It's zero fun. Like saying those things to our kids is like, this isn't fun. Like looking for a job isn't fun. And it is uncomfortable and it is scary. Let me help you. Or this is normal that you feel this way. I think it's so good to just validate all the emotions they're experiencing that in that so they can move forward. Because if we don't validate the emotions, and they don't recognize it's the emotions that are keeping them stuck, it's really hard for them to get out and apply and look for a job.
Well, and I think the worst thing as a teen is one, it's your first, right? It's like kind of scary. You don't even know what you like want to do or like. But then there tends to be jobs that all your friends have or is the cool kid job. And it could be working at Swig or working at Cherry Hill. And the worst thing in the world is when you two apply and then you don't get accepted, but all your friends do, and they get a job, and you
Yeah.
feel like so your teen could be feeling left out. They could be feeling like, what's wrong with me that I didn't get a job, but they hired everybody else, right? And I love that you said, like, as an adult too, this sucks. Like your self-esteem when you're looking for a job, like, is like down. But I do think like as a teen, there's so many more factors of, okay, my friends who I want to hang out with this whole summer, like they got a job here, but they won't hire me, or for some reason they said no to me, but yes to Sarah, right? So there's just so many emotions going on.
There really are so many. It's so true. So I think as a parent, like just first addressing that, like there's going to be some emotions, this is uncomfortable, all of that. And then going into like, okay, why do you want a job? And really helping them understand why, like the benefits of a job for them, not just because you want them to get a job. That's probably not going to help them like get over some of those emotions. They're not going to feel that motivation if it's because they're doing it for you as a parent, mom or a dad. But ask them like, why would you want to get a job, or what makes you think, getting a job would be beneficial to you, or what is beneficial to you in getting a job. Help them come up with their own why and compelling reason. I've said that in other podcasts, but we really can fight through those natural and women tendencies when we have a compelling reason. So really helping them figure out like what the benefit is of getting a job. I think that's really important. And then you kind of alluded to this when you said something before, is like, where are some places I want to work? Like, let's make a list of
Mhm.
them. What are some options? Where have my friends worked? Where have my siblings worked? What are places I've gone to that I think look like they're fun? What interests me? And really help your teen like make a list of places that are an option. And it's so easy then even to be like, oh, they'd never hire me. Or I don't know, it's so easy for our brain to go like, I don't know if they're hiring, or I don't know if they would hire just for the summer, or I don't know if they would hire for the school year and deal with my hours. Like our brain always wants to go to what could be the problem. But
Mhm.
it's like, okay, we're not looking for any problems. It's just like, if you could just go work anywhere, where are some places you'd want to work? That's all we're starting with.
Well, I love that so much because I personally believe that one of the best reasons for a teenager to get a job is to figure out what do I like doing. And honestly, when it comes to work, it's like what do I don't mind the least, right? Um I'll always remember my cute little sister. She she got a job. She was working at Chick-fil-A and she was like, it was so hard. And I do, I'd work in headset and the ice cream, like doing all these things. And she just felt like she wasn't getting really appreciated and didn't like love her job. It was like, fine, she didn't love it. Well, then she just on a whim, like you were saying, she applied for a different job. And oh my goodness, she got paid more. And it was like a concierge desk. And the person was like, you can do homework. Like, I don't care. As long as like a guest isn't in here, you can do homework. So she went from being like, I'm so stressed out all the time and like, don't feel like this is a good fit to me to going to a job where she's like, I literally can do my homework and I'm getting paid, right? And I mean, that doesn't happen all the time, but I think there's so much value in your teen going, yeah, I actually like working in food and I like being on my feet all day and I like being busy versus I had friends that signed up for like Parks and Rec and would go mow the lawns and clean up the parks and because they liked to be outside, right? And so you want to help your teen explore, right? And it might take them one summer I did this job and one summer I did this job. But I do love that idea, Cheree, of okay, I would like to work at, I'm just saying local place. Swig would be fun because my friends work there and it doesn't seem too hard, but you are in line and I have to talk to people, right? Versus, okay, do I want to be a lifeguard at Cherry Hill or do I want to work at Lagoon? And I think it's powerful too to help your teen go, okay, this schedule potentially would look like this, and you'd work Sundays, or you would work in the mornings, or have a lot more freedom versus if I'm going to work for the local donut shop, I'm going to be there at 4 a.m., right? But I'm also going to be done with work at 2. So having your teen figure out all those pieces, I mean, that is such an adulting skill, but also just such a life gift to go, hey, I learned from being a teenager that I really like working outside, or I like working with a lot of people, or I don't like working with a lot of people. Like I like to do my own task and do my own thing. But that's a gift that I really feel like comes with working as a teenager because everybody, like your entry level at everything you're doing as a teen. And so you're like, yeah, sure, I'll try this, I'll do this. And I think that is so, so valuable.
It really is. And I love what you said about like entry level because I think sometimes we get into like, okay, I just want to do a job that I'm going to love or that's going to lead me to my career. And I really think it's so important as a teenager to have jobs that you don't like. I know that sounds so silly, but I worked at Lagoon. I grew up in Farmington, Utah. Lagoon. That was where I worked, right? And I didn't love it, but it was such a great job for me for my first job as a
Mhm.
15-year-old to work at Lagoon. It was like so close to my house, right? Growing up. And I had other jobs I hated that also taught me great skills. Like I worked for it was like I can't remember what it was called, but we sold back in the day videos, like family friendly videos, and it was a telemarketer. Like I would call people and people would hang up on me and say horrible things, right? But I learned so much skill in all of the jobs, and it also led me to my like all-time favorite job, being a life coach for teens. But I didn't start out with that. And I think sometimes teenagers go into it like, I need this job that is gonna like
Your
lead.
resume builder. And you're
Yes,
like, no, you're
no.
fine. You're fine.
No, like this is just learning skills of like working with people. This is learning skills of building your confidence. This is just like you're learning some skills and you like it doesn't matter where you work, you're going to learn some skills and you're going to learn what you like and what you don't like your sister, right? Like we're going to figure things out as we go and it's so important to have these opportunities to figure out what we like and what we don't like.
My favorite skill that a teenager learns from having a job is that they have to be somewhere at like 10 a.m. and there's no if, ands, or buts, but I'm really tired or I
Yeah.
really stayed up late. I
Yeah.
think that I'm like, yes, yes to the
Yeah, it's that
yes,
responsibility and accountability, and like they have to show up, right? They have to be
yeah.
responsible. Someone has to be able to count on them, and it's so good. Yeah, so good. So have your team like write list and then make a plan of action. Okay, so in order to apply to these jobs, what are you going to need to do? And like help them because they've never done this before, or maybe they've only done it a few times and they need a little bit of guidance. Okay, do you need to create a resume? Can I help you do that? Walk with them on this a little bit, help them. Or like, okay, maybe call them and see if they're hiring. Um, make a plan of like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And then once you turn in an application or a resume, if you haven't heard from them, I like to say to my teen clients, don't be afraid to contact the business because guess what? You're not going to bother them. If they hear from you, you're going to be fresh on their mind, right? Like they're going to know you more. If you go into the place, not just call them, be like, hey, I dropped my application off. I don't know if you guys are still in the process of hiring or if you've had a chance to look at it. I would just really love to work here. Those are impressive skills to an owner or to a manager when they see that these teenagers are willing to put themselves out there. And it's a little scary.
Yes.
So I like to remind him, like, it's all you need is 10 seconds of courage. Like 10 seconds of courage. It's going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to have a lot of feels, and then just go in there and just be like, hey, I really want to work here. Are you still hiring? Did you get my application?
Yes. Oh, Cheree, so I'm in college, right? I'm doing marketing for this company, and it was, a company that would hire like teenagers for the front and stuff. And I'll never forget, a new store was opening, and so they were getting flooded with applications. And if any teen came in person, they 99% of the time got a job on the spot. But if they had just reached out with their application online, their chances were so much less just because they were giving jobs to the kids who showed up in person with their resume or were checking in, like you were saying. And then if there were extra jobs left over, maybe they'd look at the online bunch. But I think
Yeah.
that is so powerful, especially at teen entry level of just going into Fizz and being like, hey, are you hiring? Right? Can I talk to a manager? And getting
Mhm.
yourself out there.
It's really true. My husband's a business owner, right? And so there have been times that there was a time I specifically remember where I was at his office and a cute girl brought in her resume and I got to interact with her. And my husband wasn't available to talk to her at that time, but I took that resume and he was accepting resumes, right? And he had a whole stack of them on his desk. But I took that resume to him and I'm like, you need to hire her. Like I just had
Mhm.
a great conversation with her. She's so good with people. She's going to be so good here. And guess what? He hired her. And it wasn't, and he had a whole stack, but he hadn't met them personally, and I hadn't met them personally. And there's just something about that. So encourage your kids to do that.
Well, and to your point, Cherie, this kind of goes back to your first one of guess what? If you're the kid who guess what? You did everything right. You applied online like they told you to. Maybe you go in there like, "Hey, just apply online, right? We're busy." And then you don't get hired. It's okay too. Like there kind of is this lucky factor of, "Hey, that girl walked in and you were there, the wife, right? And
Yeah.
she liked you or you liked her." And so sometimes you got to put your arms around your teen and go, yeah, dang it, didn't work out. Right. Just like how when we don't get a dream job that we're like, oh, dang it.
Yep. Get up and just try it again. And I like to just to kind of end it with, we're going to go back to those emotions, right? That sometimes hold us back. And one of the things that we've learned, neuroscientists have learned that's so powerful is that fear and excitement actually move in our body the same way. And so if we're thinking about, oh my gosh, I'm so scared to go talk to these people about getting a job, I'm so scared to, like put myself out there, that fear is going to hold us back. But if we can transfer it to excitement, I'm so excited to get a job. I'm so excited to earn money. I'm so excited to have this new opportunity. And just our mindset and our thoughts around that change from fear to excitement. That shows up really big when you go interview or when you go talk to someone because they can feel the difference between the fear and excitement, but you can't really. And it's hard to calm down the fear. It's actually really hard to, when you're feeling fear, to calm it down and just feel peace. But it's really easy to transfer it to excitement. And so think about all the reasons, like help your team think about all the reasons why they're excited for this job. And they can plan their emotions. They can decide, you know what, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to feel excited and I'm going to feel confident and I'm going to show up as my best confident self. This is how I'm going to show up as outgoing because they're intentionally planning their emotions.
And kind of one last thought, Sheree, and if you're like, Abby, you're crazy, you can tell me
I
that.
doubt I'll think
But
that.
I was thinking so of my cute sister and also my husband, but I mean, he's a young adult at the time that this happened, and he was in college and he was trying to get a job and to impress his really cute girlfriend named Abby. And he got in this job and this guy had told him, oh, it's gonna be this amazing like marketing job. Well, he shows up for the first date and it was like summer sales, knock on door. Like it was not what he thought. And I remember him coming home, coming to hang out with me, and he was like just trying to like keep back tears. And I remember saying to him, I was like, you don't have to like just quit. Like it's okay. Like you don't have to go tomorrow. It wasn't what you signed up for. And the relief that like washed over and he was like, are you sure? And I was like, absolutely. Like that wasn't what you signed up for. And my sister felt like that when and guess what? I love this company, so it's not a diss on them, but she had signed up to work at Boondocks and she walks in her first day and she thought she'd be doing like the rides and the games. And they're like, oh no, you're going to walk around and do balloon animals for all the birthday parties. And she's like, but I don't know how to do that. And they're like, well, you'll like figure it out. And she's like, I'm so sorry. This isn't for me. Right. And I think that's powerful too, as a young adult and as a teen,
Absolutely.
for it to go, guess what? This wasn't what I signed up for. Maybe I was, I thought that this was a job that I wanted. And it's okay too, especially as a teen, because nobody's going to judge you too hard, right? You're a teen. It's your entry job to go, this wasn't what I signed up for. And I'm gonna, find a different route. And so it's okay too if your teen's like, Mom, I can't do this job. And you're like, okay, well, let's go through the proper routes, but like, let's find you a different job.
And it's important not to be stuck at the same job forever, I think. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad I'm not still at Lagoon. There we go.
Oh, Cheree, we'd come visit you on the ride.
I know, right? Making cotton candy. So good. Okay, well, that's it for this episode. We hope this is helpful to you, and we can't wait for you to join us on the next one.
Thank you for listening to Let's Talk Teens with Cheree Murdock and Abbi Winslow. If you are looking for more tips to help your teenager, here's where you can find us. You can find Cheree Murdock on Instagram at Cheree Murdock Coaching or on her website, ChereeMurdock.com. You can find me, Abbi, on Instagram as Abbi Winslow or on my website, AbbiWinslow.com. Please rate and review our podcast and share with a fellow parent. Thanks for listening.